Welcome, everyone, to our first spotlight interview with a young musician and artist from Carlow. This young man has many strings to his bow. He is a performing musician, a singer, a multi instrumentalist, a composer, an actor, and a teacher. He has performed in venues and festivals all over Ireland: Electric Picnic, the Button Factory, the Sugar Club, the Workmen's Club, Whelan's, the Grand Social, and many more. Today we are chatting to Tig Griffin,
Hi guys.
whom all of you will remember from 2 years ago when we were delighted to have him visit our vocal schools where he shared his music and his singing with you. Today we get to know him a little more and tease out why he loves singing so much and what got him first interested in music and what he is up to now. So welcome, Tig, and thank you for connecting with us again.
No problem. Thanks so much for having me, Marion.
Delighted. Could I start by asking you, what can you remember first got you into music and start to sing?
Um, Probably my mother because I would have started off very, very young. So I started playing the piano when I was about 4 years of age. And sure, when you're 4 years old, you barely know what a triangle is. So I
Yeah,
didn't really know if I wanted to do music or not, but I did it. And then
yeah.
just kind of over the years, I remember I really didn't like it for a while because I was just playing what I was given. So say when with classical music with grades, you're only given three pieces. And a lot of those pieces are beautiful, they're absolutely
Mm,
stunning. But when you're younger, when you're a child, you don't really appreciate that. You're just like, oh, right, I have to go in, I have to do this song. You don't really appreciate how amazing these pieces are. So I actually took like about a year away from the piano and doing grades, and I started playing more pop music. And I had like a different teacher, Dale Hennessy, and he was teaching me lots of kind of more commercial songs. And then I really started to get into chords,
mm,
and it was when I started to get interested in harmony and how music actually works. Then I was like, oh, I actually love this. Like, this is so interesting because you can change and how a song feels or how a moment
mm,
feels or how people feel
mm,
when just by changing chords and how the chords move. I just thought that was fascinating.
mm.
So after I realized that I liked it, I went back and I finished my grades, and it was in that time when I actually figured out what I liked about music. That's when I started to really like music.
And who would you say was your main inspiration then to do music? Was it your family?
Yeah, it was definitely my ma.
Yeah.
Because she would have obviously been a singer herself, with herself and her sisters, and she just really wanted me to get to learn how to play the piano because that's something she would have always would have
Yeah,
loved to have done, So,
yeah. So your
yeah,
mum
that's
always sang all her life, didn't she, as well?
yeah. So
Yeah.
you played at her wedding and everything. You
Yes,
music
that's right.
directed her
Yeah.
wedding, which we watched a video of it there, about a week or two ago for their anniversary. And I didn't realize you did the
Oh,
music for it. It's
Lordy.
so nice, gorgeous,
Mm,
really, really gorgeous.
mm. So tell me, do you sing in the shower? And what song might you find yourself singing in the shower?
Um, Well, I do a full world tour in the shower. I don't just do one song. I go from city to city to city. I'm on the plane. I'm jet setting. I'm signing autographs. Um, could be anything, like just
Yeah,
anything. But it's a whole
yeah,
concert.
yeah, yeah. So if you were to choose one famous artist or musician or singer that you admire, who might you choose?
Um, Probably Lady Gaga or Elton
Okay, yeah,
John.
amazing
The two of
artist. Yeah.
them are just they're so the way that they combine their personal influences in art,
Yes.
and then they combine that with their music to create like it's not just about the music and it's not just about the art, it's a whole
Beautiful.
world, it's a
Mm,
whole emotion, it's a whole persona
mm,
that is just kind of blended and combined with itself. So like
mm.
when you see Lady Gaga, you're getting the music, which is fantastic, but you're also getting the image, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
So I think people love that kind of
yeah,
fully developed, fully realized persona, and that's what I really like about both Lady
yeah.
Gaga.
An identity of their own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So big question now. Did you ever sing in a vocal ensemble or a choir? Which choir was it and who encouraged you to do that?
I wonder now. Let me think about that for a second. Let me think. Well, I would have started off in choirs with, say, a Spiro with Mary
Yeah.
Hammond.
Okay.
And again,
Great. Yeah.
that would have just been my mom being like, going into the choir, because my mom was always a big fan of choirs and she always saw the benefit of them, like singing chorally in a group. Because there's a lot of like, there's kind of vocal restraint that you have in a
Mm.
choir so that
Mm.
you're not overpowering people or you're not too
Mm.
quiet. You
Yeah.
have to kind of sit and melt with everybody else. So,
Yes. Yeah.
and then obviously you have to be in tune. You have to really focus on your line.
Yes.
So I think it teaches you that. Obviously, I went to Spiro, and then after that, I would have been the cathedral choir,
Mm.
which you directed yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was in that for a good few years. I'm still in it really,
Yeah.
and
You
then
are. Yeah.
I sing psalms and stuff like that with the choir, and I kind of vary from tenor to bass depending on what day in the choir.
Mm.
But yes, that would have been the most recent choir I'm a part of. But I think they're great. Like they teach you so much about singing with other people and what it takes to be part of an ensemble, and it's
Yeah.
just nice to be part of a group.
So synergizing with other people, which is so important when
Fully.
you're singing as a group.
Mm.
Um, an even more important question: how important have vocal musicians or teachers been to your singing and your musical development then?
Um, I think they're like obviously extremely important. You know,
Mm.
it's so the whole point of music is that you're literally just gaining information from the people who've come before you,
Yeah.
and then you're applying your own influences to that information. That's what makes an original sound. But um, it's kind of 50-50. I feel like a lot of people put too much pressure or too much importance on a teacher. Like a lot of like 90% of the work you do has to be done yourself. You
That's
know,
true.
but you go to your teachers for guidance and you go for your teachers to get the proper information. It's not their job to make you a musician, it's their job to guide you to be the best musician you can be. So you have to go and do it yourself, really, at the end of the day. But they're extremely important. Like, um, a lot of people are, you know, they learn the guitar themselves, and that's fantastic. Learn the piano themselves, learn how to sing themselves. But you kind of get to a certain level and then you can't really get past it unless you get a really knowledgeable educated teacher, especially that you get on well with as well.
Mm,
Teachers
mm,
are really important, insanely important.
mm. Now, I really love listening to you singing in your sean-nós and your traditional style of singing. But what particular genre do you like singing in?
um I'll sing in any genre, to be honest. Like,
Mm,
I'm not really bound to anything in particular. I like the freedom to be able to change up, so long as I feel like I'm enjoying it. Then I know other people will too. Um, and
mm,
I enjoy singing everything. Like I would have grown up playing classical music, but then obviously traditional music. And then I was when I come into more of my own self, I would have listened to a lot more pop, more
pop.
rock,
Yeah.
Elton John, so and jazz. So I am kind of a mixture of everything
Yeah.
myself. So it comes through the music. I have no like direct genre that I'm locked into.
Oh, yeah, I would reflect on that as well. Like you sing anything from traditional to pop to spiritual
Yeah,
music.
fully.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. Um, who do you perform with now?
Well, right now, nobody, because
Okay, yeah,
Miss
yeah,
Rona,
yeah,
Miss Quarantine.
yeah.
But before quarantine happened, I would have been performing with my own band, and so there'd be me on like lead vocals and piano, and then on violin as well,
Mm.
and then I have two electric guitarists, a bass guitarist, and a drummer.
Again, a
And
kind of a fusion again.
exactly, yeah. So, and even the songs that we do, like we just before quarantine happened, I got to do my first like full original set. It was about an hour long, 11 songs that I'd written myself and arranged
Mm.
myself, and
Wow.
they were all like influenced by traditional music, and I'm so influenced by spiritual music as well. Like, um, because that's like the main music I would have learned how to perform and play with. You know, because
Yeah,
I remember the first time I would have played piano in public,
yeah.
which was I played Shine On Hallelujah And my ma was like, "You're going to play Shine Hallelujah today," and I was like, "No, I'm not ready. Like, I can't do this." And she was like, "Go up and do it." And I was like, "Oh my god, okay." And then you're like, you were really nice. Obviously, you're like, "Tyke, if you're ready, you can do it. It's no problem." And I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a go." And I messed up completely. Like, I did not play it well. I think I played like a few notes and I stopped. So the
Mm.
choir had to play like or sing a cappella. Um, but it's those kind of first moments I think that are really important.
Yeah,
Even if you mess up, that's the whole point. Like I messed up, but then I went back again next week and I got it right.
that's where the learning happens, isn't it? And that's where the confidence
Well,
is built in those
yeah.
mistakes. Yeah. Uh, so, what is your favorite song that you performed just now?
Um, it's my own song. It's called Space Love,
Okay.
and it comes out on July 31st for anyone
Okay.
listening. And
Space
yeah, that's my favorite song because
at the
Space Love.
moment. Yeah, Space Love. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Um, so, how would you describe the music that you typically create?
Um, I would say it varies a lot, but the main thing that it has to have is it has to be chordally interesting.
Mm,
If the music itself isn't interesting on just the piano alone, I probably won't make it into a song.
mm,
Um, just because I don't want to contribute to music that is really repetitive and really like what's been
mm,
done before.
mm.
So like sometimes I'm just like just write whatever you want, and that's just as fun as well. It's
Yeah,
if not more fun because I'm not
mm,
restricting myself on just using interesting chords, which can be kind
yeah,
of tiring sometimes. But I would say all the songs I've written so far have been based on just the pedagogy or the idea that this has to be chordally interesting. If it's not interesting at the baseline, then I don't want it. I don't care.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That would have been the main driving force.
Is there any performance that you are particularly proud of?
Um, I'd say I'm proud of all of them. Like
Good.
even if I make a
Yeah,
mistake, the fact that I get up and do it is
yeah,
something. And I know it's kind of that like,
mm.
oh, competing is enough, and people are like, oh, go away. But it is though in a way. If you're willing to just get up and do it, that's an achievement itself. But a performance I'd be most proud of, I guess it would be playing in the Workman's, doing that gig where I had 11 original songs and
Lovely.
we we sold, I think 100 people came to it, and we had a supporting band, and I was really well prepared. I was really proud of myself for doing that because
That's
I
good.
even thought of like getting the snacks for backstage because I was like, what would I want if I was a supporting band? I was like,
Yeah,
snacks. It
yeah,
has
yeah,
to be snacks.
yeah.
So and the thing is, like stuff like that where I'm performing in the Workman's and it's my name on the board, like that's, I don't think people realize how fully me that is. Like all the work that has to go into that is entirely me. Like I'm the
Yes, yeah.
person that's paying for the costume. I'm the person that's paying for the band beside me. And I'm a very firm believer. I don't care if they're my best friends beside me. I will not have you on stage if I can't pay you to be there because I just hate the idea of like, I just know if I was them, and then I can't like give them much, but at least give them something for getting there and going home. Do you know what I mean? Or getting a bit of food on the way. Um, but yeah, so it's like putting the work in to write the songs and then being able to perform them. I'm playing the piano live. I'm singing live. I'm mixing with the crowd. There's all the rehearsals that come before it. Rehearsal expense. You have to play for the rehearsal spaces. Then there's my supporting band that were there. There's a videographer that was there, a photographer that was there, sound engineer that was there, a lighting engineer that was there. And this is like my first gig. Do you know what I mean? Like there's so much work that goes into it and people
Yeah,
just don't realize it. So it was something
yeah,
like that where I had to put in so much work.
yeah.
That's something I'm really proud of.
The
Because
minute administrative details that people don't see.
fully it's the emails. The
Yeah,
emails
yeah,
they kill you
yeah,
because there's so many to send. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, something
So
like
well
that.
done on
That's
that.
just
That's
something that takes a
super.
lot of work. Thank you.
Um, I know you play piano and you play it so well, but do you play any other instruments?
I do. I play the piano
Yeah.
and then I play the violin as well. I played the violin
Violin,
for
second
years.
second
I
instrument.
started at
Yeah.
around 7. Yeah. Um, I've kind of lost touch with the violin a bit in the last few years just because I've been playing the piano so much.
Mm, mm.
Um, and I love singing, so I can't sing and play the violin, but I can
Yes.
support myself and sing while playing the piano. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I kind of just use it now as like it's like a fun instrument to have. I should play it a lot more, but
Yeah.
I'm still glad I have it. And then I'm learning the guitar at
Yeah.
the minute, which is
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Well, and when
Um,
it comes to recording, I suppose you could use a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like as for the violin especially, like I can make a string section myself. That's the way
Mm,
you can layer up sounds and stuff. And that's really handy.
mm.
Um I play church organ as well,
Oh, brilliant.
which
Yeah.
I'm dying to play more of because I literally only get to play it at mass.
Yeah.
So I want to go in and have like a good mess around with it.
A
But
Lady
that's
Gaga moment on it.
yeah, fully, but it's such a beast of an instrument.
Yeah.
We have an amazing organ down in the cathedral in Carlow, so
Absolutely. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
needs to be played more.
Yeah. Um, this might be an unfair question now, but do you have a favorite or a least favorite venue?
Venue.
Yeah.
My favorite venue would be one where there's enough space
Yeah.
and it's clean. That's
Mm.
my favorite kind of venue. My least favorite venue is when there's not enough space and it's dirty.
Mm.
That's so it's kind of, and as well the vibe has to be good, so it has to suit the concert. Like the
Yeah, the
cathedral
vibe.
is
Yeah.
the cathedral is a perfect venue for spiritual music and
Yes. Yeah.
like modern church music, but obviously I'm not going to go in there and play a big rock song. So the
Mm.
venue has to suit like the music. So
Mm.
um yeah, so long as the music I'm playing suits the venue, there's
Mm.
enough space, it's clean, and it's comfortable for the audience as well.
Mm.
That's another big
Mm.
thing.
Is there any artist that you would love to collaborate with
Um
other than
Lady
Lady Gaga?
Gaga, but I keep ignoring her calls, so it's not a big deal. Um, but I'm working with a band called Viscos at the minute. They supported me at Workman's, so I'm collabing with them. But yeah, I guess the ultimate goal would be Lady Gaga.
Wow,
With luck.
the dream.
Yeah.
Um, and what are you working towards next? What's next for you?
So what's next for me is Space Love, which is coming out on 31st July. But I've put so much work into Space Love. There's 156 different instruments playing on it, and it's just like
Wow,
it's so much work. There's a choir in it, there's a string section, there's brass, there's synths, um,
percussion.
percussion, drums,
Yeah.
everything, guitars, bass guitar. So it's really just like everything and the kitchen sink and everything under the kitchen sink.
Oh Lord,
Everything's
bless us.
going on.
Well, we look forward
Which
to
I
it.
feel obliged to do because it's like my first release,
Yeah,
first proper release. So
that's brilliant.
I
And
want everyone to
are you
know.
releasing that under your own label?
Yeah, so I was actually really lucky. I went to BIM last year and I
Mhm.
was doing any gig that they were doing, like they have kind of live and lyrical gigs at the end of terms and stuff. I would have gone and I would have auditioned and I would have played at them because any chance to get to play at a good gig, like
Mm.
go for it.
Mm.
So they saw me playing at the first live and lyrical, which is another performance I'm really proud of because I came out and I was wearing like a white. I was wearing all white, but then I had my friends come out, 3 guys come out, and they had paint on their hands. So at first they painted me like all the colors of the rainbow, and just like smeared it all over me, like
Yeah.
while I was playing the violin, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And then at the end, then they came
Shock.
back out and colored me all
Yeah.
black. So like people remember that kind of thing. So from that performance they were like, okay, like we really want you to record that song and put it on the BIM album. And then I was after they asked me, then I played at the next live in Lyrical and I performed Space Love, and I was like, okay, I know you wanted me to do that other like 3.5 minute song. Would it be okay if I did this 6 minute song instead? And they were like, sure.
Yes.
So they were like they let me do it, which I was so grateful for. And we just finished off the mixes for it. We have a radio edit and we have the full version. So the radio edit is about 3 minutes 40 seconds because there is no radio station that's going to let you play a 6 minute song,
No.
and that's just a fact.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 3 minutes 40 seconds is a lot more palpable, a lot more palatable.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, that's coming out, and that would be the next thing that I'm working on at
that's
the minute.
brilliant. Yeah.
Artwork for it. There's going to be whole marketing behind it and everything. So it's really exciting. It's just another project.
Well, the very best of luck with that. Now, I have to ask you this question because I know every young person that's looking in on this will want to know the answer to this question. Who made your headdress?
Of course, I did.
You didn't,
Yeah,
seriously.
of course I did. Yeah, yeah. No, I made it out
Brilliant.
of this is a swimming hat
Right.
underneath. And
Yeah.
then I have a hot glue gun, which is just I'm absolutely dangerous with a hot glue gun.
Mm,
And so then I got pieces of paper and I put three of them together. I stuck them together with PVA
Right.
glue and then painted
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah.
then the back is a mask as well.
Oh wow! So no, it's so dramatic, Tyke.
Look.
Wow. You may write down the instructions for it.
Hopefully, I'll do a YouTube tutorial on how to make it too.
Now,
But it was great. I love doing stuff like that.
yeah, very creative. We asked if you could share a performance with our young people. So can you tell us about what you have chosen and why?
Yeah, of course. So what I'm going to show you is the submission I did with Carlow Pride Festival. Because I played at the first Carlow Pride, which was last year, and obviously we were going to have it again this year, but sadly it was had to be cancelled.
Yeah, yeah.
And so in order to kind of combat that, they've made a new magazine, which is called the Out Magazine, and I featured on the first edition. But we're also submitting this for Global Pride, so hopefully it gets in. Um, if not, sure, what can you do? But at least everyone here is going to get to see it, and I'm going to share the heck out of it, and
Yeah,
like when this is
great.
all over, and everyone will get to see it. So yeah, so that's what I. The reason I'm showing you is because the song itself, it's just about being proud of who you are and knowing that even if love is not in your immediate surrounding area, you'll still find it, and it doesn't matter if you have to go to space or you have to go to Mars to find it. So it's
Right.
kind of like a whimsical kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
just good vibes. It's just a happy song, and I think people will really enjoy hearing it. And also the video is crazy. I'm like fully painted blue, and I'm like dancing on top of Greg Hill, which is great. Um,
So it's
but
a
yeah, I
great
think you'll enjoy it.
videography done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
So listen, I think that sort of wraps it up for our second interview. We look forward to hearing that track, and it only remains for me to say Amelia Buikas and many thanks for taking the time out to chat with us today. And we wish you continued success, joy, and happiness on your musical journey, Tyke. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Marion,
And
for me.
thank you, everybody, for listening in. And do check out Tyke's performance now of Space Zone. Bye bye.